Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Plum Wild Podcast. It's May 1st. Happy May, everyone. I am your host, Nathan Waddell, and as always, I'm joined in the booth by my best friend, Damian Kiefer.
Good morning.
All right. It's been 2 weeks. We're glad to be back. Just wanted to give a special shout out to our sponsor for today's episode, this week's episode, Cody Williams Design. Whenever you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you race good. Use Cody Williams Design, man. You can find him on Facebook and on Instagram. I actually just recently got myself a wrap made, man. Just got a wrap made. You can see that on the screen now. Cody did a really awesome job.
Vacation.
Huh?
Got that beach vacation.
Beach vacation, man. That thing's hot, dude. I love it. Dude, if you want to get your own wrap by Cody Williams, dude, me and Kiefer both have one made by him now. I love mine. I know Kiefer loves his. Be sure to use code PlumWild20 for 20% off at checkout. That's code PlumWild20. Once again, big shout out to Mr. Cody Williams for coming on board to sponsor another episode. We appreciate you so much, Cody. And again, I'm gonna pull that up, man. I just love that wrap right there, man. That's a beautiful looking wrap. Oh, man. Well, we got a lot to talk about today, and decently big announcement at the end of this episode. We're going to, give to the community. But first, as always, how we doing today, Keith?
It's Wednesday, my dude.
It's Wednesday.
What's up, brother? Other than that, now we're living, man. It's hasn't been too bad of a week so far. We're making it.
Yeah, we're making it, dude. Same here, dude. My allergies were killing me Sunday and Monday, but I'm feeling pretty good today. And I'm excited to do the podcast again. It's been 2 weeks. We've gotten where we do these every other week. I'll be honest with everyone watching. I kind of have been thinking about going to bi-weekly for these podcasts just because, like, as it is right now, there's not much to recap on a weekly basis. And, we're running out of guests almost. Not really. We had a guest lined up for today's episode, but unfortunately he wasn't feeling well, so he had to back out. So no guest again today, but, we do have a lot to cover because it's been 2 weeks. First off, I wanted to remind everyone that you can get podcast merch, Plum Wild podcast merch, through Apex Designs. Just hit Apex Designs up on Facebook and get you some podcast merch. We got T-shirts. You know what? I don't know if I can pull it up. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. Well, give me a second here. Hold on.
God, I'm bumping.
Yeah, you're vibing for sure. Here we go. I have the shirt.
We have some nice weather up here in Missouri. I don't know about y'all. Going on right now.
Is it stormy there?
No. This whole week it's supposed to be like 78 and then low of like 55. Wow.
That's not bad weather at all.
Tristan, now you know who's the princess. All I'm saying.
The princess? What are you trying to get at here? There's one shirt. Let's see if we can get that resized a little bit better. There's one of the shirts. And then the other shirt, if I can get it here. Give me a second. That's the other one. That is the two shirts that we have through Apex Designs. Or Apex Design. The first one on the left-hand side, you can see has the logo on the left-hand side. Small
T-shirt
on the chest.
Pocket.
Yeah. And then the main logo on the back. And then the other shirt has just the one logo on the front. I really, really like the way that those... I mean, it's simple, but it works. And I like that. And I'm excited to get ours in. We still haven't gotten ours in yet. Hope that whoever orders theirs, it doesn't take very long. But yeah, just wanted to remind everyone that we do have podcast merch now through Apex Designs. So if we go chronologically over the past, are you playing with your fucking chest hairs right now, bro?
Yeah, what do you think?
Dude.
Just let them breathe.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah. Let that Yeah. Okay. You know what? Anyways, you had a okay. Since our last episode, you had a race at Brownstown, I believe.
Brownstown Boring. Yep.
Yeah. Why don't we go over
And
that? How did that one go for you?
started off the night. We were second quick or hot laps, which is hot laps.
Yeah. Can't.
Um,
I mean, the hot
right.
laps
We
doesn't
were
pay
right
anything.
there. Nope. And then heat race, we started sixth, and I finished second. Just I was the fastest car, but just ran out of time. Digging on the bottom,
Oh, of
and
course.
then yeah, and then in the feature started sixth and managed to roll right through the middle of the slick and end up second. Got to second kind of late, and he already kind of pulled away from us, and I was having to run. It was kind of not lockdown on the bottom, but everyone was running the bottom, and I was rolling out in the dust in the middle to try to pass the guys, and it just took me a long time to get by them cleanly. And but once we got to second, we were making the same lap times, if not a little bit better pace than he was, but never know. And then, but sixth to second on a first night back with the B mods, not too bad.
And that was your second night after you flipped
Yeah,
earlier this month or earlier in April, right?
correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, how did the car feel? That was your first race after the flip that you actually had brakes, right?
Right, correct, correct, correct. Car was, I mean, I can definitely currently feel like the right front frame kind of bending a little bit as I'm
Mm.
going. Uh, but it wasn't bad. I mean, the car needed to be a little bit better. I've been kind of testing some theories of mine, and I've been having a lot of good research with it and success with it, but just needed to be a little bit better, honestly. And I think we're on the right track now, though. But no, just trying to learn everything we can with this old car, man. Just
Trying to
going day by day.
squeeze every last ounce that you can out of that thing, man.
It was, I mean, she's been a winning car for a while, and definitely if we had a late race yellow, I think we could contend for the lead there.
And that was at Brownstown Bullring, a little small track,
Yep.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 3/8.
And what was BMod shows usually what, like 20 laps? They don't give you guys very many laps.
15.
It
We
was
only
like
had 15.
15. Damn.
Yeah, and I went sixth to second. I got to second about like lap 11.
Why explain to me why you started sixth if you went from sixth to second in the heat race? Invert or something?
Straight up.
You went sixth to second in the heat race.
Yeah, but it's straight up. There was four heat race. No, yeah, four heat races, and I was in heat number two.
Gotcha. Okay. Nah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
It's not passing points.
No, I got you. I got you. That makes sense. I just so how many? Wait, four heat races? How many cars were there?
There was a B main,
Ooh,
so
so
there was like 30. I think there was 30 something. Actually,
that's
30.
actually
I
that's
could
pretty
not
good.
bad. I mean, we got a big 10K race coming up there at the end of the year.
Yeah,
There's a lot of big money on the line actually there this year
and that's for B mods
for B mods. Yeah,
and B mod money,
that
dude.
10K at the end of the year at Brownstown is kind of like that's the goal of the year.
Yeah, is that's what you've kind of you got that on the calendar, fucking, circled.
Yeah, like that's the race that I want to win. I could care like not care less about the other races, but
You're like Davenport looking at the schedule and seeing, the dream in the world at Eldora. Like,
I'm looking at this 10K and I'm like, all right, that's the race. That's
yeah,
the race I really want to win
okay.
because I know we'll have a shot at it, like a genuine shot at it,
No,
and
I believe you. I
it'd be
think,
really cool to win something like that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like a 10K, like
What's
10K, dude.
what's the
15K.
biggest race that you've won? Like, as far as the money goes, if you don't mind me asking. I mean,
30.
it's all out there, anyways, right?
It was 3,000 that one night was
Which
the
one?
biggest. I was up in when I was racing. Oh God, it was a big half mile. I ran Hamilton. No,
Oh, was that one that you like damn near half tracked them, and you said that your dad
yeah,
was telling you like, all right, you're,
I need to lower it down.
yeah,
Yes, that race. That
yeah,
race. We were really really good. It was like it was old horse track. It's like, probably a 5/8 mile.
yeah,
This place was
big
fucking massive,
USA
and I just
International.
I was just on the hammer. Did not give a shit. I was wide open all around there for the first few laps. Like a 5.8, like a big 5.8, never lifting. Just the
Just
L3, the L3 was three. They pumped it that night. They pumped my motor actually,
oh, I remember that. I remember that.
and it
And
pumped
you
it pumped 355. And the guy I bought the motor from said it was a 358. So I called him on the way home.
I remember
I was like, dude,
that.
what the hell?
I remember that because you were like, I don't even know if I should say that, but I do remember what you said about that whole deal. That like you were
Yeah.
like, this is they pumped it at fucking 355. You said it was a 358 or whatever it was. And
Yeah, I was like, what the hell, man? He cutting me out a 3 cubic inch. This tech guy's telling me he's a 355.
yeah. You gotta call that
I
guy
wanted some
up.
of my money back. Damn
Right,
it.
right. However much of a percentage that is, you know, in
Right, yeah.
horsepower or cubic inches, you know, that's how much of your money you get back. I think that you know makes most sense to me. Um, so yeah, back all the way. You
I
raced
also
it.
celebrated my birthday that day.
Yeah,
That
exactly. That's what I was gonna
Brownstown
say.
was my birthday.
Brownstown was your birthday, and April.
Officially 24, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
he's getting old. You know, he tried to. You tried to say that last night that you're getting old. No. It was last night we were playing Rocket League, and I was talking about how we've you know Kiefer's been to Talladega Short Track, my home track, and I haven't ventured out to the
Many
Midwest,
times.
right? But you've came this way quite a few times, and you know you've got a buddy or something that lives out near where I used to live with my
Yeah,
parents,
Rainbow City.
and so I was like, man, we were talking last night. I was like, man, I wonder how many times I've seen you before I actually like met you. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I
And
found out
then,
today the first time I was at Talladega was in 2001.
oh
And
shit.
I've probably been to Talladega short track 9 times in total. Or 9 or
Right.
10 times. But the first time was in 2001.
And I've been to
I
Talladega
may
Short
have
Track a
went
lot. So like,
I may have went before you did.
no. I was born in '95, and I was probably there in '95. Okay.
All right. I was at the
But
racetrack when I was 2 weeks old, so I get it.
yeah. But so we were talking about all this, and I was like, you know, I wonder if we've ever met before. I actually, you know, knew you. And he was like, I mean, I've been around. I was like, don't
Yeah.
act like you're old, bro. You just turned 24. But yeah, you had a birthday, you raced, and I mean, was it a good birthday? I mean, I know you probably
It
would
was
have
a,
rather have
it was a good
won.
I would have rather won, yeah. But it was a good birthday. We didn't tear up the car. The car was in one piece. Didn't have a lick of body damage or
Which
anything.
is
It was
good
nice.
for you, you know,
Yeah,
given how things have gone recently. So, um,
yeah,
yeah. So celebrated the birthday. You, we talked about it on the last episode. You had just moved in, but how's the
yeah.
new apartment going? Living with the old lady now.
We're finally. I think we're into like a little bit of the rhythm now,
Yeah.
and like, kind of like settling in. I got some more pictures and shelves hung. Uh, kind of making. I've been chefing it up, dude. I've been loving the kitchen time. I made some
Nice.
homemade chicken Alfredo for dinner tonight, actually.
Ooh. See,
Yeah.
and Kiefer, you know, usually sends the pictures of the food that he makes, and I swear, if you weren't already in a relationship, and if I wasn't already in a relationship,
I'm telling you right now, I'd make a
I'd wife
great
you up.
housewife.
I
Like
did.
I genuinely feel like I cook some really good food.
I feel like you do. I had your burgers that time that you came over this way and you cooked
Yeah.
lunch for us. The pool
My
day.
girlfriend got me a smoker for my birthday,
What
and
kind?
so I get a. It's like one of those small,
No, like
like a.
brand squirrel.
I think it's like a pit boss.
Oh, nice. Can't
Um,
hide money.
wow, but it's a pellet smoker, and I'm loving it, dude.
Oh, what have you made so far with this? You smoked some
I made
brisket or something, right?
I smoked no, I smoked some pulled pork. I make me a
Oh, that's
pork
what it
butt,
was.
big old hot honey hog deal, and then I made some smoked mac and cheese. That was
Is that it?
fire, fire. And
I
then
bet.
I made some sloppy mac.
Yeah, that's that shit that Hannah likes.
Yeah,
Hannah loved that shit
That's-
whenever you brought that for what was that, Friendsgiving?
yeah. So like St. Louis style barbecue, you get it sweet. Like we like it sweet,
Mm-hmm.
and so you get a sweet sauce, and then you smother it So like you make your pulled pork, you can eat your pulled pork with sauce or without sauce. We don't care, however you like it. But in order to make it sloppy, you have to put sweet sauce on it. It's like a St. Louis sauce on it, and then you make it saucy, and then you put it on top of the mac and cheese, and you eat it like that. It's called sloppy mac. Oh,
It slaps. For those of y'all that are watching and have never experienced it, it actually slaps. So, but yeah, that all sounds good. Hannah came home and visited. That's what we were talking about on the last episode. That she was
yep.
coming to visit the
I
next
mean,
day, I believe. And yeah, she visited. You know, came back home from where she's at in New Mexico. You know, doing the travel nursing. She came back home for about 6 days. It was great to see her. She was glad to be back home.
we gotta play Rocket League.
We got to play Rocket League. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been playing Rocket League, but
But like it was kind of like a normal routine
yeah,
Rocket League night. Yeah.
yeah, and it was great to have her back. Obviously, I miss her again now that she's gone. But while she was here, you know, she was talking about wanting to. She was. I said this already, but whenever I went to the track while she was, you know, in New Mexico, she was like, I'm actually jealous that you're going to the track without me." And so we went to the track. World of Outlaws was at Talladega Short Track, a home track.
Wow.
And so we went. The forecast wasn't very good for either
Hopeful.
day. Yeah, it wasn't very hopeful for Friday or Saturday. So I was like, you know what? We go Friday because we were only going to go one day, right?
Right.
I was like, we go Friday, and that way, if it rains out Friday, then we go Saturday. And if we, you know, if it doesn't rain out either day, whatever, we went Friday. But if we wait and we plan to go on Saturday and it rains out Saturday, I would have been pissed. So we went on Friday. It did end up actually freaking, you know, raining and canceling the remainder of the event. It was the strangest thing. Okay. So, we were in the stands. It was actually me, my parents, Hannah, and our friends Race and Allie. And so we're there, and it starts to sprinkle during the second feature, and it was past halfway, and so they cancel it. You know, they're like, or not cancel. They throw the checkered. They're like, all right, that's it for that race. So we walk down. I was like, I want to go, you know, talk to Chris Ferguson, tell him, you know, good luck tomorrow because I won't be here. And so we go down there, and no shit, like as we're walking out of the track after we went and talked to Chris for a couple minutes, we're walking out of the track. What do we hear? Fucking the sprint cars on the track racing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What kind of call is that? I don't know who made the call, whether it was World of Outlaw officials or, you know, Talladega Short Track, you know, track officials made that call. I would assume it was World of Outlaws because I don't think the Talladega officials would have made the call to cancel and then, you know, wait it out. Like, you just don't make that call, I don't think. But World of Outlaws, they only care about their guys, right? So that was a very odd scenario. But while we were there, they had I was walking through where all the souvenir trailers are, merch trailers, and the 22 car. Who was the 22 car that won? The red and white 22.
McLaughlin.
McLaughlin, yes,
McLaughlin.
Max McLaughlin.
He's a big block driver, or now he's a late model driver, but like he came from Big Block Land.
I did not know that.
He's really good in the big blocks.
He had two WR1s. Yeah, I didn't know that was him. He had a WR1 there, two WR1s, and he was doing the you know, this quick time deal, and it was pro late models. Where did you go? It was pro late models at Eldora, and oh boy, here come the shades. Yes. Pro late models at Eldora. And so my first ever time sitting in a WR1, I think this is like a Moza wheel. It looked like V3 pedals, but I wasn't sure. I hadn't ever really seen these pedals, and the whole rig is it feels kind of like bad. Like I guess just because it's so used, the wheel was all shake, like the wheel was moving left to right, like
Yeah.
not this way, this way. And the pedals didn't feel great, but I get in there and you got 10 laps, and dude, the first lap I thought I was gonna spin out. Like I don't know what build I was on. I have no clue what build I was on, but I go in there and I thought I was about to spin that damn thing out. But within, 4 or 5 laps, I got, the hang of it. I got the feel for everything down, and I ended up laying down a pretty solid lap. I go to
Barn
see
burner.
him, huh?
A barn burner.
Yeah, a damn barn burner. And it was like a 15.159. The track was a little slick, but yeah. So I laid down a pretty good lap, put my name on the board, and after all those features and everything, we were about to head back to the souvenir trailers, the merch trailers, to see if I had won. You got a free T-shirt if you won, right?
Yeah.
And some dude stops me in the pits. He's like, "Hey man, you got quick time?" And I was like, and then I realized it was the dude that was working the trailer, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I was like, what are you? He was like, oh, we closed up before the feature started, and I was like, I didn't fucking know that, or else I would have came back up for my shirt. And I was like, did anyone get close? He was like, dude, no one got within like 2/10 of you. And I was like, hey, what do you want me to say, man? Look up the name. But yeah, so got quick time, but it was interesting to me that I was able to adapt fairly quickly to a completely different environment, completely different wheel and pedals. Within like 5 laps, I felt like I could have sat at that rig and ran pretty decent in like a top split,
Right.
race. And it kind of made me wonder, like, what are the limits of that? Like how far out of your comfort zone can you go with your rig, compared to your normal rig? You know what I mean? Like I'm starting now to get used to my triples. You know what I mean? Like how, if I came to your house and sat in your rig, like I wonder just how much comfort really does play a factor in it.
I think comfort, a lot of it is just consistency.
Yeah.
And I think like the level that like you're at now, and like the level that like I've been, and like the certain like from like the real racing and the sim racing, you just drive the damn thing.
Yeah.
You just gotta find a way. Like you can't make excuses. You just do it. You just gotta figure it out. Like you just, and I think a lot of it is just like the biggest differences that I see whenever I've ran in a few of those sims like that, it's just like your map range is different or like
Yeah.
completely different, like or the sensitivity, but it's all the same theory. So you just got to be able to like
You got to
tell your
find
tell your
those.
brain, okay, instead of turning this much, I got to turn this much or
Right.
that
Right.
much or now. But and it's all the same theories. Like it's always racing. Like once you kind of understand the graphs around racing, it's all the same theory.
It was
So I
just
feel like
interesting to
it's kind
me.
of once you get a habit and like reach a certain level, I feel like, and
I
like
just,
in your like I can drive one handed and like pay it look over the side and have a conversation and still like race.
yeah.
A lot of people can't do that, but like once you get to like once you're at that like we can do it just like it's like
We can
second
talk
nature.
and race at the same time. Like some people are blown away that we can talk and
Yeah.
race at the same time.
Or
Like,
like I'm listening to music and I'm jamming out like
right. It was just interesting to me. Like I just kind of figured I was so used to, like, I have never turned laps. Outside like one other time, I've never turned laps in anything other than my own rig. And I figured that I would have habits that were harder to break in such a short amount of time, but I adapted so quickly. I thought that was pretty interesting. Not trying to like humble brag or anything. But
but there's like a feeling like we could like a lot of people can't race without headphones either.
oh
Or
yeah, no
like hearing
headphones
it.
either.
So like what a lot of people like feeling the wheel is huge. and I have my wheel in front of me,
Oh,
and I'm
that
like
force
holding it.
feedback was dog crap too on that
Yeah, the
wheel.
force feedback on the Sims are terrible that I ever like. Whenever you get a race for money, like the CFM one was pretty good. I
Right.
like that's
Well,
it's a good rig. But
that one's set up by people that obviously do iRacing all the time. You know what I mean? Like, who
yeah,
knows how often Max McLaughlin or that guy that he had working the merch, in the
yeah.
sim rigs, how often he gets on there. He doesn't know. No offense to him, he probably don't know what the fuck he's doing.
But like I can load into, we'll just say Charlotte. I could load into a session at Charlotte at 25%, and I can run every line without a headset pretty competitively with just like and like know what my how my car is going to react and handle by just feeling the wheel, like just
Right.
the wheel, just feel the wheel.
You just know what to look
Yeah.
for and what to feel for. No,
And
I get it.
I've had a race of like some really competitive races without like hearing things because I'll take my headset off like when like my dad will come in the room and I'll be like this and I'll pull my headset off and my headset falls all the way off and I'm not having to race without it. Racing at a competitive level without a headset will teach you a lot
I had to do
because
that
like
whenever my shit
you,
was bugging out.
you like have it makes you have to feel it in the wheel
Yeah.
and like a
Yeah.
lot of yeah and then like that'll and then your wheel will tell you what you need to do with your foot.
Right.
So it all kind of corresponds, and that's how I see like you can adapt well because you have a pretty good foot now, and you have a good feel in the wheel, and you can kind of like okay, well, this is just we we've drove on a lot of different builds, which has helped us change,
Yeah.
be able to be like our
Be able to
throttle
adapt.
input. Oh, this one's quarter throttle. Oh, this one's half throttle. This one's
Yep.
3/4. Oh, this one's full, and be able to like just change that. Like after 3 or 4 or 5 laps, you're like, okay, okay, okay,
You
and then
you
yeah, you
kind of
forget it.
can understand
I'm
pretty quickly what the car wants.
yes,
That was
and
the
that's
other
what you.
part of it too. That was like I adapted so quickly as well to like, okay, this isn't the build that we're on right now. Like in live, if I
Right.
go home, this is not the same thing. And
Yeah.
so I was able to adapt. Like it was. I'm sounding like I'm humble bragging, but it was interesting nonetheless. So yeah, going back to the triples though, I'm sure people who have watched my stream know this already, but we've resolved the black screen issue with the triples. Everything is working smooth as butter now. That was the biggest pain in the ass, the biggest headache, but like I said, we've got it handled now, and we're back. We've been streaming. The streams have also been popping off, which I appreciate for everyone that watches. What it actually was, I tried a lot of different stuff without spending any money. I tried a different HDMI cable for the 1/4 monitor. I unplugged it completely so that there was only the 3 triples running. Still did it. I was like, what the fuck, man? And so I took my PC, not apart, but like I took all the cables off of it, brought it into the kitchen, took the side panels off, took it into the garage, blew all the dust out of it, and then brought it back in, unplugged the GPU cable, not like where the GPU plugs into the motherboard, but unplugged the GPU cable. It splits into 2 with that card. Unplugged both of those, and then unplugged them from the power supply. And then I just reseated everything again. I think really what it was where that one plug goes into the GPU, because I've heard about that. And I really got that thing in there this time. And what I think was happening was on the single monitor or 2 like I have right now, the GPU is not very stressed. It's not calling for a lot. You know what I mean? That's a pretty
Right.
beefy, GPU. But whenever I was putting 3 monitors on there, running iRacing, maybe another, Discord,
And streaming.
Google, yeah, streaming, it was calling for a lot, and that was whenever it was starting to fail. So far, so good. I may have, spoke too soon now, but I do think I've gotten that triples issue resolved, which is awesome. I love the triple, like love, love, love. It is incredible how much closer I'm able to race. Oh, shout out to Hunter Rich. Me and him last week in an official at Cedar Lakes Open Supers. Me and that dude ran side by side, swear to God, door to door for almost 10 laps. Door to door. Never touched
Door to door.
once. door to door,
How close?
door to door, and never touched once.
How close?
Door to door.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wouldn't have been able to do that, I don't think, without the triples. I don't think it would have been as close, and I wouldn't have been able to go as fast and stay with him because I was on the bottom.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have known how far I could go out, so I would have gave myself a little extra space. I couldn't see exactly how far I could go out during that race, and it was really really awesome. I really loved the triples. So that was last week. Last weekend, you raced again,
We did.
and tell us how that one went.
Not good.
Not good, chat.
We learned a lot. I
Did you?
think we're gonna have a really, really, really good car whenever we come out with the next one. But we ended upside down,
Ended up upside down.
leading the race.
That's a really unfortunate. You know, I was just chilling, and all of a sudden I get a notification in one of the group chats that was like, "Word on the street is Keith flipped again." I was like, "Oh fuck, no, that's tough." I felt bad, man.
We were good too. Track was just, hear me say it, a cornfield.
Cornfield.
It was probably the roughest racetrack I've seen in a long, long, long time.
Really?
Yeah. And
So-
I went in there, and
Yeah.
like I knew my risk going out there because I told my dad after the heat race, I said if we go out there again and you want me to compete for the win, we will flip.
You caught it.
We caught I caught a rut in my left rear, and it rocked me in the air a really really high, and then my front bumper caught, and I went
How many was it? Like end over end? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I landed on my cage pretty hard, and I bit my cage down pretty good.
Damn, that sucks.
Like
you know,
the driver cage, it wasn't great.
Well, yeah. I do remember you messaging us in the group chat that you and I have with Hannah. You had told me that you weren't racing, that you were taking the weekend off. And then I asked you what you were doing, because I don't know, for whatever reason, I asked you what you were doing, right? And you said, racing. And I'm like, what the fuck? You just said you... And then you were like, it was a last-minute decision. And then look what ends up happening. And that kind of...
Yeah.
Wild.
It was raining everywhere all day. And I told Dad I really didn't want to go racing because it was going to be rough and hammer down. And I don't like racing on that stuff. It's just not me, because you tear stuff up.
Clearly. Yeah.
Yeah. But he had his nuts rattled, and he wanted to go test what we were trying, and there's a few pictures that are out there right now that I think would show you what we've accomplished. But we didn't get a lot because we didn't get a race to feature. But I can send a picture of it to you right now.
Of what? Just send it to me, and then we'll...
Of my race car.
Well, of what race car? Oh, you talking about the one that you sent me the other day?
No, this one's worse.
Just send it to me. Let me see.
I did. I kind of showed chat.
Oh my god. Set on dig, dude. That's crazy. There's no way that passes Droop, Kiefer. There's no way that passes Droop.
Yeah, chat.
Jesus.
That thing's gnarly.
Mm-hmm. So how's the car now after its second flip in 4 outings? I mean, it was already an older chassis, you know, a 2016 impressive 3-link B-mod, right? We're
still gonna win one more race in it, all right?
Okay.
We're winning one more fucking race in it, and then she's done.
What's the plan after that?
We have a new car actually in the works right now.
Oh no way! A new car in the works. Oh shit! Finally,
I'll have a fresh, actually new chassis coming.
And what?
But That's only going to be raced at select events. I don't know if we'll take it out right away. The IRP Old Blue will be coming out
All
first,
blue. All
but
blue.
we will be having a new car being made right now at Impressive.
Dude.
But that will be used at probably when we race the Springfield Mile
It's a
in
big
A
track,
mod.
it sounds like.
It's a mile.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, is that why they call it the
It's a fair
Springfield
big fair
Mile?
race and it's a mile around there. It's fast.
Yeah. Dude, a fucking mile long track, it's gotta be fast.
But
I've
that's the
never
goal
heard
is
of
to
that
race
one.
that too this year.
Yeah.
So and we'll have a new car and a fresh motor for that deal. That's like
That's
Labor
awesome.
Day weekend though.
I think, I think it's it's kind of overdue that you get a new car. As far as like from not from a financial standpoint, just from like a success and then looking at
Yeah.
what you were successful in, it's overdue
Right.
that you get, a new car.
Something that's fresher.
Yeah, and so I'm super excited to see that and see how that one goes for you. Excited to see Old Blue.
I think
With you
Old
behind the
Blue's
wheel.
gonna be better than the new car.
What year is Old Blue?
2014.
Oh my god, what is
I'm
that one?
telling you right now, I know. I think Old Blue's gonna will win a race.
Is that
She'll
a
win a
Leaf
race.
Spring car? Like what the hell?
We're gonna get it done though, and both of them.
So
I got faith in it.
what we'll jump ahead a little bit here. What's next then for the real life racing stuff? So you got the new chassis on the way. You're gonna run one more race in the 2016 Impressive 3-link B mod. You got
But
Old
not this
Blue.
weekend. We still got to
So
fix
what's
the halo on that deal. But
okay?
I'm taking this weekend off.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we're looking at because we'll be running a few of the Mars races throughout the season whenever those guys race.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's actually a week or two in Summer Nationals that we're gonna run this year. Just trying to plan it all out and all the big money races that we want to hit. Kind of want to compete with the best, keep working on our program, but I'm really excited. I'm really excited
I'm
about the
excited for
next
you.
car because
It's gonna be a 4-link.
3-link.
It's going. Oh no way! Sticking with the 3-link. Okay.
I'm doing it. My goal is to beat all the big 4-bar guys with the 3-link.
And then what?
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Okay. Okay. Well, moving
Can't do
on. Moving on to more iRacing stuff. We got an update. I believe it was last week. Last week. No, it was the week before. Yeah, the week before we got an update. With the tire tread pattern again, changing it up on us. We apparently reverted to the original 2024, season 2 tread pattern, which was, from what I could tell, the exact same as it was like the past 2 seasons. Basically, since like Lincoln of Pro Series last year,
Yeah.
that tread pattern has been the same. So we're back on that. It seems like there's a little more tire wear now. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. I know you have turned some more laps recently with the couple races that we ran, and then
I actually raced. I drove a pro yesterday.
did you run at Lakeland at
I
USA?
didn't run a race, but I was making laps there.
Yeah. So what
And
are
I made
your
laps today at Knoxville.
thoughts on it right now? Sum it up in one word. Wait, sum it up in one word. All right, and I'm gonna see if we say the same word. All right, we're gonna count down from 3, 2, 1. You got your word?
One word.
One word. Sum it up in one word.
You want me to say my word?
I say we count down from 3, 2, 1, and then we say the word, and we see if we say the same word.
Yeah, I don't think so, but okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Boring.
Disappointing. I was gonna say that. I was gonna.
Oh yeah. Well, damn, dude.
Push it up. I was like, I can't be the same. He's gonna say it.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one lane. Like in like the top, I was making laps in Knoxville. The top's juiced. Go up there. No good.
It's just
Run the middle. No good. Run the bottom.
it's boring. It's just boring to me. It does it the car is not challenging to drive at all. At no point, like I don't. I would rather be worse because the car is challenging than be better because the car is easy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
if you were to say, okay, Nathan, you can finish fifth in this race, or second in this race because the car is easier to drive, or you can finish 10th in this race, but the car was way more difficult to drive for everyone. I would rather have a challenging car to drive. I don't know why. Like, as long as it's, of course, across the board. It just doesn't.
I don't like that racer ram. I don't even have to get intense.
Right. Like
It's not intense anymore.
right. It's not,
Like,
the
I know
car's
Pro
not a
Series,
fucking handful. It's not.
Pro Series, that's fucking intense. That, like, when that build, like, I didn't think it was bad. I honestly thought the last build before they started messing with it was pretty good.
You talking about before the refresh?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Like
only
what we
thing
raced
that
in the
we
Pro
were.
Series with,
Uh,
like the end,
you talking about the
end of
one that
Pro
at the
Series?
end of Pro Series?
Yeah, the end of Pro Series.
The only reason that was good was just because it was so different. It was so new. It eventually, like, that one was the one that was
Yeah,
high air build that was the
yeah.
same thing. So it was just only good. Like I've said, it was only good because it was new. The racing's always the
I
best
just
after a
feel
big
like
update.
something's changed with the racetracks. Personally, not really the cars. I
It's
think it's the
just
racetrack.
it just the
I just
car
feel
is
like
not challenging to drive. It's boring. I still find a way to have fun with it, sure. And I still enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, but this tread
very
pattern,
predictable.
it's predictable. It's boring. I'm not. It's not hard to drive in the slick. Like, none of it seems
I
all
mean,
that.
you still got to be out of the gas and like
I mean,
have some
sure, like,
throttle control, but it's nothing
yeah,
crazy like it
right,
was.
right. It's not like, and I'll go back to it every time. Before the refresh, it was super hard to drive in the slick. Like, it was an art. It took talent. It was difficult. It was challenging. I struggled with it from time to time. I have not struggled driving in the slick since. It's not like
Yeah.
something's changed overnight with my skill. The slick is now too easy. The whole build, I think, is just, it just doesn't, something doesn't feel right. I went back because I don't want to say this, but I went back, I was bored, and I went back and watched just because I was curious if I was misremembering. I wanted to know what the Cedar Lake race in Pro Series last year, if it was as bad as I remembered it. And sure enough, about 15 laps in, everyone was single file, running right in the slick. It's too easy. Something's got to change, man. But regardless, I'm still, finding the way to have fun with it. I'm not
I just feel like all the updates and the patches that they've made recently, none of them have even came close to what we've asked, I guess.
Yeah,
In a
I'll
way.
agree.
I mean, they have, but they haven't.
I will say this. So I'll give you a rough.
Made you make new setups
Yeah,
in a way.
I'll say this. Rough estimate on the timelines here. We'll just call them patches, right? So you had the 2024 season 2 build, right? Didn't feel any different. Whatever. Patch 1 happened in the middle of open setup supers at Volusia week, if you go by the week in the track, right?
Yeah.
It happened in the middle there. Loved that build. It reduced the amount of pressure that we could run in the rear tires. It added tire wear a little bit more, and the car was a little bit challenging to drive. You really could let it hang out whenever it was tacky, And then whenever it got slick, it was a little bit challenging to drop. I really enjoyed that. I still thought that there was some things that they could tweak, but I really enjoyed it, right? Then we had that for, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks. Then, like one day after the opener at Kokomo in Supers, they tweaked it. They did something, and it was similar, but it was worse. The cars drove a little similar, but they felt really twitchy. They just didn't feel the same. The wall tapping all of a sudden became like the main way to be fast. And so I was like, just revert to the patch 1. That was patch 2 that they did in Kokomo week. I was like, just revert to patch 1. I thought that was great. You know, I'm just one guy, right? But, you know, revert, you know? And then patch 3 comes around and they just revert all the way back to the shit that we had for the past 2 seasons.
But
with a little bit
with a different tire,
tire wear a little bit more, and then the pressures, you know, pressure parameters are still where they are. I don't, you know, I'm not an expert. I'm just kind of going off of what I felt like recently. My favorite that we've had since the refresh, I thought that 2024 season 2 patch 1, I thought that exact build was the best we've had in a long time. And right now I'm just not really a huge fan of it. You mentioned we ran the Spring Madness race.
Yep.
We did do that since the last podcast. Ran the prelims. Those didn't really matter as long as you were in the top 10. We both made the top 10. I think I finished 4th.
I had a hell of a race though.
Oh yeah.
Oh cow.
That was actually a decent
back and forth.
That one was a decent race in the back. I think it got kind of single file for us.
Yeah, it was. So
if
for
I
you
remember
guys, it was
up front, yeah. But
once I got to Jesse, it was like we were all single file.
And then so the Sunday night show, which was the $500 to win, 100 lap feature, it was a whole new show. So qualify, heats, Consi, even though everyone transferred from the Consi, and then the 100 lap feature. So I ended up qualifying 5th. You qualified somewhere around 11th. Yeah.
I think I was me. I think,
somewhere around there.
Yeah, because Evan started. He qualified 10th, and I was right outside the top 10.
Yeah. So I started outside front row of my heat, which was heat 1. So winner gets the pole of the feature, and I was riding in second.
Rolling.
Yeah, me and Bubba rolling, Chase Barbara, and I can't even remember who was in 4th, but we're rolling like 2-3 laps in, and Bubba gets into the wall in the front straightaway, loses his spoiler. I'm like, fuck yeah, man, that's right. I'll take that shit. Give me that shit. I drove right by him. Little 8-lap heat, and I'm thinking, you know, I should be able to kind of cruise on here, because no offense to Chase at all, but I had gotten around Bubba easily and pulled a couple car links, and Chase kind of struggled. So I was like, all right, I got a big enough gap here. I can run 4 more laps without Chase, you know, catching me. Well, Chase was ended up running a different line, finding the fast line, and caught me very quickly. And so I want to say he slides me in maybe 3 and 4 coming to the white flag. And then 1 and 2, I go underneath and just try to run hot bottom, right? And he cuts down, and he's barely got his nose underneath my left rear quarter panel. So this is last lap, last corner. This is to start pole of the 100 lap, you know, $500 to win feature. I'm blocking bottom, you know. I'm not necessarily blocking. I'm blocking slider. I'm blocking any sort of attempt. And I think I may have come down a little too much, but we didn't make any contact before he hit the wall and then hit me, and he wasn't very happy about it. And the way that I saw it and still see it is I didn't do anything that he wouldn't have done. I didn't do anything that most people wouldn't have done on the last lap, last corner. Yeah.
I
Um,
think about Evan C, Blake Majulis,
like
Dylan
everyone,
Hauser. Yes,
everyone does it.
Hauser's doing that every time,
Yeah, and
no
so
matter who it is.
I could understand a little bit why he was frustrated, but
When
he
he hits the
was
wall and it just pisses you off, and you're like,
yeah, yeah,
"I've
and
done it. I've done it."
so he was upset with me. But it's all good. I actually talked to Chase, and I think we're good now. So I ended up winning heat one, starting pole the feature. How did your heat race go? It were taking 4, and I think you
Yeah, I ran right behind Mike Augustine though.
yeah, and you started third though, but
Yeah, I
it had
started
moved,
third.
it had migrated
It was
up.
middle. It
Yeah,
was. Well, I told you right before I said it's going to the top,
yeah.
and I was stuck on not stuck on the bottom. Me and Augustine were side by side for about 3 or 4 laps, and then I just moved up and rode behind him. Feature did not go well for Damien. I got wrecked 3 times in under 23 laps.
Mm.
Like, not even just wrecked, like death.
Yeah, I remember that. I was, you were sitting there stopped, and I was like, oh shit. And I was watching you because I can see a lot more now with the triples. And I was watching you try to like get into your pit stall, and I'm over here trying not to laugh, like, oh my god, that sucks, that sucks. But yeah, you got wrecked quite a few times in that one early on.
Getting
Before
close to this racing suit. When do I get a?
do what?
What is zip it?
I think I have to shut up, but you can't use it during the podcast.
Oh.
But yeah, so I was running that race, and I stayed in it the whole time. I didn't get wrecked, but I felt good. It was 100 laps. The track started off pretty fresh, but I didn't want to burn my tires off.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep good track position though. It's kind of
Especially at Lanier.
yeah, it was kind of the double-sided sword edge blade coin, and
Coin.
Landon Newman was pushing pretty hard, harder than I wanted to push, so I kind of let him take the lead. And then I think Connor and Evan got by me, or it might have just been Connor. I think it was just Connor. Colton Herbert got by me, but I was fine with it. I was okay with them getting by me. I was kind of banking on saving a little more than them, and then Colton blinked out, and then I think we got to about 40 laps in, maybe 35, 40 laps in, and that bitch went single file right through the slick on the bottom. And I knew then that I was like, all right, this is where I'm going to finish. Like, I'm going to finish either third or fourth, like me and...
Third or fourth for restarts.
Yeah, and it was weird because I thought that the inside line would be in good shape on those restarts. Maybe if you're like really good at restarts, which I'm not, then maybe. But it was weird how the outside car was getting the jump, like fourth was getting the jump on third, and was able to like squeeze down and get that spot in line before it went single file. And then so like me and Lucas Ruark swapped third and fourth like 3 times off of restarts before finally they made it the single file restarts, which was good because we're causing accidents because we're all trying to fight to get to this one line. So might as well just go ahead and put us in this one line. That was just another example of the tracks, like the build is just not great. I don't think Lanier's not the best example though, to like, if you're gonna provide an example to say that this build sucks, I don't think Lanier is the best for it.
Is usually the best racetrack, and I've watched 2 races there, and they both suck.
Yeah, it hasn't been great racing at really any track that I've ran on. Other than that race that I had with Hunter. And I don't know, man. I mean, I try not to be too negative because I do enjoy this, but I also want them to try to give us the best product that they can. And I'll tell you this, I went back and watched. This is the second time I've said this um, in this episode, but I went back and watched the Pro Series finale for late models from 2020 at Charlotte. You will not see a better race than that one was. They were all over that track, Kiefer.
Yeah, they were.
All over that track. They were 4-5 wide a couple of times, dude. Racing for $10,000. Hayden Cardwell and Dylan Wilson were, and they're 4 or 5 wide, bro. Like, I just that was one of the best races I've ever seen, and the build, was better, I think. But I mean, whatever, I mean, you can't go back now, right? But it should be something that they strive for, to like just see what we had then. And you can even compare. You talk about how you liked that build that we had at the end of Pro Series, right? At the end of last year's Pro Series.
It was pretty good
That's
racing.
basically what we're on now, right?
No, it doesn't feel the same at all.
No, it feels the same to me.
No.
Trust me, it does.
But Knoxville kind of still one lane on the bottom. That's why I ran
in NWRA.
Yeah.
Right. So, what I'm getting at is, watch the finale of last year's Pro Series race at Charlotte. Not very good. No. Honestly, not very good. I mean, I mean, people say, the cars are realistic now. It's the track that needs work. Maybe. I don't know. I don't work for iRacing. I don't know how they do things. I don't really know how to compare it to real life either. I'm talking purely from a spectator standpoint, from the product that we as the racers are able to provide the people that watch, and even the product that we as racers, the amount of fun that we have racing against each other. That build just seemed like it was more fun, right? Yeah. But I will agree, maybe that's the case. Maybe the tracks just do need work. I don't know, but
the only what the cars don't have now, like, you could say they're realistic, but there's no body roll. Like, that's what or you can't feel weight transfer.
Well, that's funny that you bring that up, because the broadcaster for Signature Esports, which was broadcasting the Spring Madness race, whenever I was in the post-race interview, I finished third, by the way, chat, $150 in the bag. He brought up, because he knows that we have the podcast, and he brought up that he thinks maybe the weight of the cars could be the issue for, a lot of, or could be what's the way I'm trying to say this? It could be the answer to a lot of the issues that we have, right? And you said weight transfer. You're someone who's raced IRL and raced a lot on the sim. Like, you think that seems to be true?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. It's not even close. Because, they're these cars on iRacing, you can say all you want about those other, what the late models look like going around there, but they're still in there going, moving all the way around, and you feel it in the wheel constantly. There's none of that in iRacing. You just go in there and it stays there perfect. It's picture perfect. Car's picture perfect. That does not happen very easily.
I mean,
very, very easily. You have to be pretty good.
I mean, I'll say that it did seem like the cars were a little bit more of a handful on that patch one that I was trying to say that was really good. I mean, I don't know.
In order to feel like you're driving something, like when I strap in that race car, like somebody said the other day, you're going in there fighting a bull. I mean, you're running the balls off this thing. Like, I don't care if it's slick or not. If you don't, I come out there dead sweating. I just wheeled.
Yeah.
Damn it. But I get on the other race the other night, and then I made some laps. Going in there, going.
It's you're barely moving the wheel.
like that. I mean, that Lanier in that prelim race, whenever I drove from 28th to 10th 6 times, but like whenever I was driving through traffic,
I can't hear you.
I didn't.
Get closer to your mic.
Whenever I was driving through traffic, I did not even move my foot or my wheel.
Yeah.
Really, very much. Besides maybe 11-1. And I run a pretty big map range where I actually have to steer a lot.
You run 900?
870.
I run 900. So, I mean, like, I run even more than you, and I feel the same way. Like, I'm barely moving the fucking wheel. Like, something
And
ain't
in
right.
the real car, there's nights where if you're 11-1 in a real car, you need to be on the tour. You have the best race car in the country. if you're winning races and it's turning 11-1, just going around there beautifully, yeah, you need to be on the tour.
Yeah.
But you got to be winning races too. Like whenever your car, like I've had the nights when my car drives like that in IRL. You know what? You know how fast I am?
Probably not fast at all.
Suck.
Yeah.
Suck.
Yeah. It's fastest whenever it is a handful.
Yeah, whenever
that's what you told me.
That edge, whenever you get that edge, man, that's sweet bliss.
Love edging. I don't want to bitch too much about what we have. I do want to say that I am appreciative of what we have. I mean, there's no other. Well, I guess there is one other place, R Factor, but it's. I love iRacing. Don't get me wrong. It's just I want. We've had better, and I want better. You know what I mean? So, anyways, moving on. Did you see the news that Brett Wheeler is, I guess you could say, scaling back from the broadcast for UDTV? I don't know if did you. I hadn't seen the post in a while. Is he completely done, or what's the deal there? Do you know?
I think he's just taking a break, man. It's just like anything. We're like, even like some of us as guys, like, yeah, it's broadcasting. It's not setup building, but it's the same theory. I mean, you're doing it all night.
Yeah.
You're trying to do it as fun and as a hobby deal, like, and enjoy the moment. And then you get on that and you can't really enjoy the moment. It's kind of like whenever I was building setups a lot for everyone. Like, I can't enjoy what I was trying to do, and I was just trying to race.
Right.
Like, that's where kind of I'm at right now with my iRacing career, I guess you would say, is I just want to race.
Well, let's race, dude.
Yeah, I just want to compete.
Speaking of that, of the broadcasting thing, someone commented, I think it was, I don't remember exactly who it was, commented and tagged you and me and was like, we should take over the broadcasting. And I was like,
I think it would be fun.
I think it would be too.
I wouldn't want to do it all the time. It would have to be select events.
Select events that I wouldn't already want to run in. You know what I mean?
Well, and I've been kind of looking into like admin or something of the iRacing scene to still stay involved because I've raced a lot. I've kind of done a lot until there's a pro series or a big race. That's where I want to compete because I want to compete against everyone at the same time. I just like I want not prove yourself, but I just want I want to race against 120 of the best drivers or something like that deal. Who's really good?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, speaking of the spring fling, that's a really good segue. We do have the pleasure of giving a pretty big announcement here. Not really big. Not the date, not the track, but we can announce that this year's VLR Spring Fling.
Going to the Toy Bowl.
No. No, the presenting sponsor of this year's Spring Fling will yet again be Schaefer's Oil. That's the big announcement. Since 2019, I believe, they have been sponsoring the Spring Fling. So big shout out to Schaefer's Oil. They are obviously the presenting sponsor. And they've done it for, I guess that would be 2019, 2020. That would be 6 years in a row, right? 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. Yeah, 6 years in a row. So big shout out to Schaefer's Oil for coming on board to sponsor another spring fling. I'm super excited to hear more news about when it's going to be, what track it's going to be at. We only have like 6 more weeks of spring, so like we know it's going to be in like the next 6 weeks, right?
You say that, but you're also talking about Howard Weaver.
That's true. You never know with Howard Weaver. Um, Last thing that I have here written down is that there's the throwback race tomorrow. Anyone hadn't seen that already? James Braswell, Mid South Mafia.
Tire change.
Yeah, it's going to be 150 laps, open setup supers at Eldora, and yeah, these throwback races.
I thought it was 100 laps.
No, it's 150, I believe. I mean, I can look right now. Let me see. Yeah.
I thought I just saw it was 100.
No, it is. You're right. 100 laps. My fault. My fault. Yeah.
Wow, look at this guy trying to lie to you, make a bill of setup for 150 laps.
Wow.
Idiot.
Wow.
You guys would have been bamboozled.
Wow. Yeah. But no, tomorrow at 8 Central, $20 entry fee, $400 to win. Throwback Thursday, he's calling it. That's a good one. The throwback races are so much fun, chat. I mean, if you haven't done a throwback race, I highly suggest you sign up for that one. Just look for James Braswell's posts on iRacing Dirt Talk. Hey, appreciate that tier 1 sub, Keith.
13 months.
13 months. It's crazy. I can't believe I've been doing this for 13 months now. But
you've been back in the streaming grind for 13 months, over a year.
It has been over a year. It's been kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm considering running this throwback race. Throwback races are cool. You races as
They are pretty cool.
the car and wrap and the name. It's all the same.
I mean, there.
Yeah, and with the tire change, that really throws a loop in everything.
Tires.
Right, and can you run? Say you want to run a pretty high air pressure early.
40?
Right, what do you do?
75.
What do you do? Oh, are we gonna run it? Are you gonna run it? I think I'm gonna run it.
I can't.
Why not? You can't say on stream.
I need to spend time with it. Well, I am off this weekend. We're not racing.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Right. I would need to make some laps at the old Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
Do you live there anymore? Probably not. You probably still don't.
No, probably not. I haven't made any laps there since the new update, honestly. I didn't make many laps there before.
What if you have to pit under green?
It'll do it. It'll do it.
You know what? I don't know.
It's the only track where you can for dirt is Bristol.
Yeah, I know that. I get that.
It'd be interesting.
I don't know. There's so many ways you could play that.
I know. That's why I'm very interested to run this. I think I'm actually.
It sounds like I could run high air and just kind of like ride. Like just ride for 75 or something.
And just check out.
And then just go get tires changed with your high air and just rip.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be very interesting. I think, you know what? We've talked myself into doing it. I'm going to sign up for this thing now. So, yeah. Everyone, if you're not already signed up, go get signed up for the throwback race.
Pit stop could be interesting.
Pit stop will be interesting. Yeah. Do you got anything else you want to add?
Not this week. I'm gonna try to post where I'm racing at next. It won't be this weekend. We'll be racing next weekend, or it could be weekend after that. Just gotta kind of see where everything lines out. But
and you can find those posts on D Keef Speed on Facebook. Yes, go follow and like the D Keef Speed page on Facebook.
Check them out.
Check them out. Anything else?
I'm really excited though. When the next time we do go out in a race, really excited.
I'm excited too.
I think there's some big things coming.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see it too. I'm excited to see that new chassis. What did we decide? Oh, we were gonna chug. We chugged last time because you're not doing the front flip anymore.
I was gonna do a front flip today just for the memes.
I don't want you to break your bed again. Lord knows you ain't breaking it the other way.
This one, we're just gonna send it for the memes. We'll see what we do.
Okay.
Spare bedroom. I have a guest here tonight. Actually, one of my girlfriend's friends is here. She's staying the night. She was traveling through, so
Oh,
put her to
nice.
bed. She can sleep on the floor, I guess.
All right, here we go. He's gonna, dude. Imagine if he's got to get a running start through the closet, dude. Imagine if his feet slapped like the ceiling fan or some shit. That'd be hilarious. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. That wasn't bad. That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right.
I actually I can land on my feet in this bed.
You might could. We'll find out next episode, right?
Next episode, we will find out.
Next episode, we will find out. Yeah. By the way, I don't know what made me just think of this. Did you see what that dude commented on the post that I made for this week's episode? Like today?
No, which one?
It was, I think it was on the actual Plum Wild podcast page post, and some guy comments said, "You guys a couple? Can't help but notice a lot of gay posts."
No, we both live. Well, Nathan's married, and I live with my girlfriend. So,
Yeah, you decide. I mean, where's your
people just
proof?
Don't understand. Boys will be boys, you know.
Yeah. So what if we've kissed a couple times? Like it's not like that, dude.
We wear socks.
Exactly. All right. You ready to send this thing off? Well, you already sent us off. You ready to end this thing?
Peace, love.
Wait. We gotta thank our sponsor. One final shout out to our sponsor. Yeah, to Cody Williams Design. Thanks again for sponsoring all the episodes that you've sponsored, Cody. Again, thanks for where's the damn? There it is. Thanks again for the dope ass wrap. I love it. And again, for those watching, don't forget to use code PlumWild20 for 20% off at checkout. For myself and Damian Kiefer, we'll see you right back here in the next one.